Welcome back to the show, and now we're going to see Kikuata Minowa in action. And Josh, Minowa considers himself more of a pro wrestler than a real fighter.
Yes, as well as being called the Punk, Minowa has also referred to himself many times as the real pro wrestler. And I've got an opportunity to work out and train with Minowa a little bit, and he believes exactly like he tells it. And he goes out there not only just to fight and to look for the finish, but to give an incredible performance and show the charisma and heart of pro wrestling as well.
And he's going to take on Hiroshi Shibata. Let's see how Minowa does.
Kikuata Minowa versus Hiroshi Shibata.
Shibata in the singlet, maybe lending some credence to having an amateur wrestling background.
And Minowa in the red trunks as we kick off this fight.
Shibata the southpaw.
As we see Minowa delivering strikes, Minowa doesn't have a lot of KOs. Most of his wins come from a submission, so
nice.
This fight on the ground.
Nice double wrist lock by Minowa, standing. Shibata's shoulder and elbow in a lot of danger there. Minowa missing with that big high kick initially. Now all over Shibata, trying to transition from the double wrist lock to the cross arm scissor there.
And as we move on to the fight, Shibata so far, Josh, looks to have his hands full.
Yeah, Shibata is, as I like to call, getting worked right now. Using some strength to pull out of that, but...
Shibata in a favorable position right now on his feet, but Minowa does get up.
Gotta wonder if Shibata's arm has incurred some damage from those submissions as Minowa charging forward and delivering punches as he gets inside, kneeing to the face of Shibata from that underhook.
And those knees look like those knees are causing major damage, and Shibata is bleeding heavily.
Shibata stuck in that underhook position against Minowa as Minowa lands knee after knee to the face of Shibata.
And he's probably looking for more knees here, as we see he is. And Shibata going for the takedown, but so far unable to do so. And look at all that blood over Shibata. I think the referees are going to have to get his cut checked out.
Minowa really taking it to this guy and failed Harai Goshi hip toss by Shibata.
And the referee calls it. Minowa is your winner, 228 in the first round, a TKO. Right here, Josh, on the replay. Those knees opened up a nasty cut on the head of Shibata.
And Shibata really seemed at a loss at how to deal with this situation, getting struck like that. And Umeki raises Minowa's hands in victory.
As we see, perhaps the inexperience of Shibata hurt him there. Just couldn't defend himself from those knees.
Well, Minowa is quite the fighter. Regardless of some of the losses that he's incurred over his career, the guy really brings it. He comes at you like a whirlwind, and I've seen him do some pretty amazing things in the ring and really chew some guys up and spit them out. So going in inexperienced against a guy like Kikuata Minowa can be a very dangerous endeavor.
In our next fight, we're going to see Sanae Kikuata versus Daisuke Watanabe, two more fighters that we haven't seen in the show. What makes these two fighters stand out, Josh?
Well, Kikuata actually would go on to become the only Japanese Abu Dhabi Submission Wrestling Championship champion, which is a collection of some of the best submission wrestlers and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artists from around the world gather under this tournament as organized by the Prince of Abu Dhabi. He's a huge fan of the sport. And they battle it out, and oftentimes the winner of this grappling competition is really considered the best in the world.
All right, and let's see how these two fighters fare against each other.
Sanae Kikuata versus Daisuke Watanabe.
A flying knee by Kikuata. Watanabe, excuse me. And Kikuata goes on the ground, and we're seeing a little ground and pound action here, Josh, and we didn't see this in the early days of Pancrace.
No, Watanabe nailed him with that flying knee, following it up with ground and pound, punching is Watanabe looking to finish this fight. Kikuata in serious trouble as Watanabe looked to land the soccer kick to the head and legs of Kikuata as charging forward, landing more punches.
Kikuata was trying to throw those legs to prevent Watanabe from getting to him, but not successful, as we see.
Kikuta now trying to lock up the arm and head of Watanabe, get that guard going, and give himself some defense. As further along in the match here, it looks like Kikuta has managed to reverse the position. Now working from on top is Kikuta, a much favorable position than from getting soccer kick from above.
And Kikuta did go on to become the light heavyweight champion in 2001. Also has experience in the Pride.
Locking up a side choke is Kikuta here. Watanabe, gotta know he's in trouble.
And he does look like he has that side choke locked in, Josh.
There are no rope escapes at this point, so Watanabe is going to have to find some other way to escape.
And I'm not sure if he can find that way, and he is tapping out, and this fight is over. Kikuta, a resounding victory, 2-14 into the first round, and Watanabe just got dominated right off the bat with that flying knee to start, and now he gets submitted.
Well, Kikuta really fortunate to be able to weather that initial storm from Watanabe, that getting knocked down with that knee and getting followed up with all those punches and kicks, but must have had an angel on his shoulder today, as he was able to come out relatively unscathed, probably with just a headache, and snatch the victory from the jaws of defeat.
And Daisuke Watanabe's record drops to 8-18-2, while Kikuta improves to 19-4-2. As we take a look at the replay, Josh, that knee right off the bat, Kikuta sending a message to Watanabe.
Yes, Watanabe, and with coming in as a sure underdog, was really thinking that this would be his opportunity to upset one of the top guys in Pancrace at the time. But it just wasn't going to be his day, as Kikuta showed exactly why he had such an illustrious record and would go on to become a king of Pancrace in one of the Pancrace weight class divisions.
Now I want to ask you, Josh, if you want to improve yourself as a fighter, do you fight people your own skill level, or do you fight someone who's a lot better than you?
Both. You really have to get a varied look, and sometimes it's about styles. Sometimes there are certain fighters that against like, let's say, a certain type of striker, a certain type of grappler, they're just really unable to find the key to that, to unlocking that puzzle, whereas they may defeat pretty much everybody else that they come across. So a guy that could be 1-4 might be the absolute bane for a guy that's 30-0.
All right, and Yuki Kondo is still in Pancrace, and we'll see him in action right after the break.